Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. We got a range-like structure this morning. Looks like we had an opportunity to start getting a bullish trend established, and that is getting quickly reversed. Hey, Exponential, good morning. Everyone else who's hopping in, at least throw a GM in the chat. Let's see what we got for news today, folks. Last day of the month. We already got past the core PCE and unemployment claims. Unemployment claims were lower than expected, and PCE came in right at expectations. As you can see, not too market moving really. A lot more so on the Nasdaq. Had a pretty volatile candle right here. But other than that, pretty straightforward. We should draw our channels on the Nasdaq while we're here. Good morning, TT. I can't remember if I said that or not, but good to see you. Had somewhat of a range here on the Nas. Just a little move down that never got going. Move up that never really got going. And now we're headed back down again. And the downtrend on both the Nasdaq and the S&P seems to be played out. Of course, we could draw our channel wider, like so, but not really sure yet. We will find out. Flipping back to the ES. I'd favor the narrow channels in this range-like structure, but if we start getting some more confirmation of a wider channel, keep it in there. Looks like we're stalling right around the 10K's EMA. I'm gonna flip over to that right now, by the way. Nothing too clear. On the 10K, it looks like we never even had a break in new extreme of that bullish channel. On the 2K, it does. Yeah, just confirming the range structure today. Now that this downtrend has a break in new low, let's see if we can bounce here. But if we continue going down, you know, if we come up here, test the EMA and continue to go down, that's when we will look to widen this channel a bit, something like that. But for right now, I'm keeping it narrow. Hey, good morning, Big Spark. Thomas, what's going on? Good morning. Where are all the stock trader meetups? That's a good question. I think most stock traders just like to survive in their own little holes. It's hard to make meetups. Everyone's in their own little bunkers. I'm going to flip over to the daily chart as well. Check out how things are going over yonder. See you later, Big Spark. Good luck this morning. Trade well, my friend. So just as we've been discussing, we've had this large channel that's been going on since March, tested several times. We had our first break of it here. So we're expecting a new extreme to be formed, and it looks like that's what is starting to happen. We have a push above the EMA. Might get one more pullback here and then off to a new high. Price is continuing to go down here. Always keeping this channel in mind. The EMA is definitely going to be the tell on that. If we correct to it and cannot get above it, then we will look to widen our channel. But if we blow through it, then this downtrend is likely played out. Morning, Toad. The Nasdaq is looking a little bit weaker than the ES. We are already, well, maybe not. Take that back, but we are already to what used to be range support, testing it right now. See if we can come down and test the overnight low. The ES looks like it might be reaching for that overnight low as well. And we got a lot of support down here, so seems like that's going to be tested again. See if it holds or we'll break through. Nine minutes till the open. Well, I hope everyone's week has been going good. It's been a pretty decent week. There's been a lot of movement in the market, at least, but not. I wouldn't say a ton of like no doubt A++ setups. Setups have been a little sparse. There's definitely been some good ones, but not a ton of like, oh yeah, take that every time easily, no questions. So you had to be a little selective, but Thomas is green on the week. That's awesome. Yeah, the trend day on Tuesday definitely helped. If you were able to get in on that, you could have a runner for a long time. And we still have 2 days left in the week, so if you're red or close to break even, there is still time. Of course, you should never have the mentality of, I'm going to make it back, I'm going to get green again. Just take one trade at a time, one step at a time. But yeah, the week's not over. So yeah, after the news that already came out, unemployment and core PCE, looks like we're in a news vacuum for the rest of the day, so shouldn't have to worry about any random volatility that we know about, at least. You never know, but nothing's scheduled. So we will see what today brings. We're now 5 minutes away from the open. Good morning, Grandpa Roger. Hope you're doing well today. Hanging out right on the previous midline of the range. Again, this downtrend already has a break and new low, so when the open hits, I would not be surprised if we bounce right away. There's definitely going to be some shorts trying to, trying to pile on this move down. Hey, morning, Gary. Hey, candlestick. The Nasdaq is starting to bounce a little bit here. Again, right on what used to be support of that range. Couple touches there. Nasdaq looks like it wants to go test that the EMA. ES looking a little bit weaker, starting to print a red candle here. We're 2 minutes away from the open. And I'm expecting a bounce, but if we continue lower, then we will have to work with that wider downtrend. I would bet you the Nasdaq for sure is going to bounce. It's brewing over here. This candle's going up in spite of SPY trying to go down. Looks like we got some strength there. Hey MKR, good morning. Good to see you. Everything is good over here. So waiting for the open, and I think it should be a good day. Nasdaq going up, ES going down. And there is the open. Boom. Called it. At least on the Nasdaq, look at that. Told you it looked like it was brewing. The Nasdaq really has its own personality, man. And yeah, its personality is an asshole. Nasdaq for sure. Can be very violent at times. Anyway, let's flip back over to the ES. See if the NAS can cause the ES to bounce up here as well. Man, look at that. It is really printing. Going to test that swing high up there. Remember what I called out yesterday, that oftentimes the Nasdaq will show crazy strength or weakness at the open compared to the ES, and then all of a sudden it'll flip and it'll be super weak or super strong. Like it'll be the reverse. So since it's starting off super strong today, let's see if that happens again. And all of a sudden here in 10-15 minutes, it's relatively weak compared to the S&P. Okay, so we do have a bounce above the EMA, so we're definitely not going to widen that downtrend, and we're going to see what kind of bullishness we can get. Oh my goodness, look at that. Sellers are present on the S&P, and that is a second entry short right there. The NAS is hanging out right on that swing high, testing that area. See if it has enough juice to break through. Meanwhile, the S&P struggling to get above that EMA. MKR Ninja Trader does not cost money. It depends on how you want to use it. They have different levels, right? So there's a free version, which you can pretty much do everything you need to do. If you're going to use Ninja Trader as a broker, they also have a free version, but the commission structure is different. So if you want lower commissions, you got to pay for the platform. It's a one-time fee. It's like, I can't remember, 1,500 or something, 1,000, I can't remember. Something like that for the one-time fee. But if you do Apex evaluations, they actually provide a lifetime Ninja Trader license, so you can use Ninja Trader to its full capacity without buying a license. Another advantage of going prop firm route through Apex, you can get access to that. Alright, so this uptrend on the ES has a break new high, waiting for a correction. The Nasdaq, same thing. Had this uptrend that had a break and a new high, waiting for a correction, starting already. We're gonna start our downtrend and see what that can do. MKR, looking for prop firms, and Apex is on my list. I've definitely been happy with Apex. I think Yeah, I mean, they've paid out the most to traders out of any prop firm, so I think that's definitely something to consider. What is it now? I'm trying to remember where they're at, like $24 million of payouts or something crazy. Looking that up right now. Oh man, they're in the last year and a half, they're up to $36 million in payouts. In the last 90 days, it's been 16 million. So yeah, no other prop firm can really say that. It's pretty amazing how many payouts they've done. Cool, man. Thanks. All right, so we do have our downtrend working on the Nasdaq. It looks like it's already at a break. As you can see, move down. Here is the break. See if we can push down a little bit lower to get a new low before we bounce. Definitely choppy price action this morning. This is pretty unclear here, this area. What the heck is going on there? No nice looking trend. It just kind of looks like a mess. You could try to widen it, but it got to be a little bit too wide in this kind of structure. So I think you got to just stay with the shortened channels. And we're just going to need some more information on the candles. Hopefully it's not like that all day. I agree, MKR. Totally agree. Keep in mind too that it is the last day of the month, August 31st. A lot of rebalancing and stuff goes in to the end of the month, so it could be a little interesting. You can get some crazy stuff. Hey Matt, good morning. I also wouldn't be surprised if we just chop around because of that. You know, you have rebalancing and stuff, but it's also going to be Labor Day this coming Monday, so we might just chop around before that. Traders might be getting out early for the weekend. The Nasdaq is making another move up, it looks like. Looking pretty dang strong. Tech is leading the way today. Nearly made a new high there. Meanwhile, the ES just kind of chopping around. Here we go. Price is dropping. Look at the Nasdaq, dude. You don't even want to mess with this thing today. Red candle out of nowhere. I mean, it is at the swing high, right? So you had to be careful here anyway, but look at that rejection. Meanwhile, the ES continuing to chop around. So we have a mini range developing here. Hola, amigo Matthew. MKR, good idea not to trade today. So far, not looking promising for some super clear setups. Matthew says he hates Tradeovate so much it won't ever update on its own, so I always have to delete the app and re-download. Oof. That sounds like a headache. NinjaTrader is by no means perfect, but I have really enjoyed it. I've never encountered any major problems. So if you're not happy with your trading platform, check out Ninja for sure. It's also really, you know, if you're into programming, NinjaTrader is super customizable. You can program pretty much anything into NinjaTrader. Yeah, it is always a little ninja curve. It's always a learning curve, for sure, But I wouldn't say there's a lot more complex, right? I'm a pretty simple guy, and I can figure it out, so it can't be that hard. I'm glad you do like NinjaTrader. It'd be really weird if you didn't. Yeah, we got some end of the month shenanigans going on here, guys. This is just a bunch of mess. Look at this action. Untradeable right now. On Nasdaq, for sure the bullish bias continues. Very clear that we continue to make higher lows and higher highs. But definitely too choppy to draw a wide trend like that. That would be a mistake. But you need to at least be aware that that is how prices are trending. So I would not be looking for shorts on the Nasdaq. And on the ES, don't have that same bias a little bit. We have like a low here, higher. This is about equal, and then definitely not making higher highs. So the ES definitely just in a range. And actually it looks like we may have like another range being established right here. Matthew has an idea for videos, doing a review of your guys' trades, pointing out what was good and what was bad. Yeah, I like that. I like that. If anyone has any submissions for that, that'd be awesome. Like if you take a trade, call it out, I'd be happy to discuss it. And yeah, if it's an interesting case, I think it would make, I could definitely make a good video. Morning, eyes. Yeah, we're right on the low of this range here. Not fadeable. Look how strong this move down was. Boom. So yeah, you don't want to try to trade against that. That could easily have two legs. If this is a little bit more choppy, this would be the perfect time to get long. And it might work, right? We might get a nice bounce here, but I wouldn't trade against that move down. Matt asks, "Am I a musician?" I am. Do I give off that vibe? Now, that comes with a caveat. I wouldn't say that I'm a super talented musician, but I know my way around the guitar a little bit. I know a little bit of music theory, and I can sing and stuff, play the drums. Nothing crazy, but I do love music. I am not a mixing engineer. That is the side of music that I don't really enjoy. It's a little bit too, what's the word? Like mind-numbing? That's not the word I'm looking for, but super detail-oriented, and I just like to create stuff. Like I don't want to have to worry about trying to piece together all the back-end stuff. Matthew's asking what chords are the 1, 4, 5 of E major. Oh, we got another little musician in here. See, that's where I'm saying I'm not an incredible musician. I'd have to actually think about that. I think E obviously is the 1. I think the 4 is B, and then A. I don't know. EAB. Oh, okay. I had them all right, just in wrong order. Alright, we're now just fiddling around in the middle of this range. And even the Nasdaq actually is starting to look range-like. There we go. MKR, what got me into trading? I think what got me into trading is probably what gets everyone into trading, right? Like the idea of just being able to do my own thing, be financially independent, not have to go to a 9-to-5 job. Yeah, all that gets us all into it, right? The idea of Lambos. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Matt, maybe engineering, musical engineering might be one of those things that, like, if I actually got into it, I would enjoy it. But I guess just the thought of like fine-tuning everything and yeah, it just doesn't appeal to me. It's the same way I feel about coding. I think probably if I got into programming, I might actually enjoy it, but the thought of just like, you know, like if I open a page of code, it just looks like gibberish to me. It's like, man, I don't want to wade through all that stuff. Lambo money. Come on, everyone here wants a little bit of Lambo money, am I right? All right, so Nasdaq making it to the top of its range. And busting above a little bit. The ES is following suit, trying to make it above this swing high. Hopefully this gets something going here. So far this has been pretty untradeable, choppy range-like stuff. That's a great question. That's kind of what Matthew was alluding to earlier. As far as like doing a video of reviewing someone's trades, I would love that. That'd be awesome. yeah, if you send me your chart, I'd be happy to take a look at it, and I turn that into a video, see if that is something that people enjoy. I think so. Having a little feedback, and I'm sure a lot of folks have similar questions looking at a chart. So yeah, feel free to send that. Yeah, actually, you could send stuff to, just make sure I'm getting it right. I am trading Joe at Gmail. I can review him on Twitter. I like that. That'd be sweet. Let me know when I'm back. I think I am back right now. I think my chart's black, but I'm gonna fix that here in a minute. There we go. There's the ES chart. We'll get the Nasdaq hook up here in a minute. And there should be the Nasdaq chart, and we are good to go. Baby got back. Exactly my thoughts, Toad. How did you know? This is a nice practice always when all my drawings get deleted to have to recreate everything. Okay, we were just now poking above the top of this range. And it looks like we're dropping back down in it already, although the Nasdaq is continuing higher. And yeah, the bullish bias continues here on the Nasdaq. You can really see it very clearly here. But let's try to recreate our channels and everything. This was looking like a range for a bit, but we did break above it. It still looks like we're in that channel right now on the NAS. See if we can get a pullback and a second entry long. The ES testing the top of the range there. ES is doing super weird consolidation on the 1 minute, MKR says. Yeah. I believe that. I mean, we've been pretty much consolidating for at least an hour. Alright, the Nasdaq is near the top of its range. I think the best opportunity right now is a Nasdaq trade. It has been quite bullish all morning. So waiting for a second entry to form here. Meanwhile, the ES back in the range, not looking as good. Do technically have a second entry long. From the top, first entry, pull back. Second entry, wouldn't take it. We're still in, I mean, first of all, we're back in the range. We also have like a short-term downtrend that you're trading right into. But it might work anyway. My ticks are much different. Oh boy. Okay. Well, let's reload the data here. See if we can get something different. Had to restart NinjaTrader, so that might have jacked things up. Oh, there we go. I always got to remember to do that. If you restart NinjaTrader, reload historical data on the chart. Wow, what a move down. That actually looks a lot worse now. As far as no hope for a long trade. Nasdaq as well might be in a correction channel. We almost went all the way down to previous support. Yep. Yeah, this range is winning out for sure. Gary says, no hope for any trader. Yeah, there's some days that are better than others, you know? Some days are your best move is just to wait it out. We do have a break of that down move on the ES. Maybe even get a little second entry short here, expecting prices to go to the bottom of the range. We'll see how the EMA does. So far the EMA is holding, and we might just continue to go up here. There is the first entry short. We'll see if we can stay below the EMA here. And we might just move down to a new low on the first entry. See pullback, first entry. If we get one more pullback around the EMA, that's a decent short. I would take that one. You have a second entry right now. Okay. Does anyone else have different bars than me? Matthews is different. Okay, Johnny's got the same ones as me. Okay, as long as someone has the same. Bars are always going to be a little bit different. I just don't want to be completely in left field. See how the EMA reacts here. Doesn't look like it's gonna hold. Yeah, no dice, so we can forget about that second entry short. Actually, that's the second entry long on the Nasdaq. And really a second entry long on the ES. If you ignore this little wick right here visually, looks like Pull back first leg, pull back second leg. That's definitely what's going on the Nasdaq. Pull back first leg, pull back second leg. How big was that bar on the Nas? Might have been worthy of consideration. 17 points, not terrible. Not terrible. Actually pretty decent on the Nasdaq because it happened right on the top of that range. So if you took that, good on you. I wasn't really looking, unfortunately. Too busy spotting a potential short here on the ES, but Nasdaq has been super strong today. All right, on the Nasdaq, we continue to move up, so it may be time to just bite the bullet and put that wide channel on the chart. It fits pretty well. Always should be reluctant to draw big wide channels on range kind of days, but so far it's holding. It looks to be decently confirmed. We'll leave it up there for now. Back to the top of the range, and this time we never did get down to the bottom, so the likelihood of us continuing up from here has increased, especially with the Nasdaq clearly bullish. So we're gonna need to see a clear break here above the range to start getting more bullish. And we might get a measured move here up to a new high. So eyeing that level. So no real setup here on the ES. We might consider a second entry long if it forms. I would definitely consider it on the Nasdaq if we can pull back to the EMA. We are just steadily grinding higher here. So if the EMA or the channel holds here, I think we can feel pretty safe in taking a second entry long if it forms. Kind of wish I was looking at this one when it happened. That's a pretty good trade. It is a little bit big of a bar, but yeah, right on the top of that range, right at the EMA. Pretty classic looking second entry long. We'll see if the ES has enough juice to get over this swing high here. Things starting to slow down a little bit, and we were just kind of chopping around here at the top of this range. Seems like we're going to get a long candle one way or the other. The NAS continuing higher, looking good. We get a nice pullback there. I like it a lot. The last candle was not enough to get anything going here. The range might win out, folks. All those people that bought that breakout are sweating a little bit on this candle. Here's our move down. Those breakout buyers are definitely sweating now. may start exiting their positions here pretty soon, and this could be a violent move down. There's all those longs exiting their position, all the folks that bought that breakout. The Nasdaq is right on the EMA. Let's see if that offers any support. And again, if a second entry long forms there, I'd be interested in buying that. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, the ES back into the range may have the start of a bearish trend here. A failed second entry long sets up on the ES below the EMA. I might need to take that. It's quite probable that we'll get down in this area. Go down and test the bottom of the range. Only thing is that indices are kind of at odds this morning. Nasdaq a lot stronger, ES a lot weaker, so when they're not moving in lockstep, makes setups a little bit sketchier. The Nasdaq had its first entry. We're right on the EMA. This could set up very nice from the top here. Pullback first entry. Just need that one more pullback right on the EMA, and we're gonna take advantage of that. Starting to move up quite a bit. We might just get a new high off of this first entry. There's still a chance. We haven't moved too high for this to be a possibility, but it is looking less likely that we would go all the way down to the EMA on the second entry. The US actually could get a second entry long as well. Pull back first entry, pull back second entry. It is a little bit unclear that of the overall bias, so that's kind of the problem. You'd have to be buying here at the top of the range when it's very likely that we could just head down to the bottom. Maybe there's a channel we could work with here. Kind of have to be like that. Already has a break new high. Gary is looking for a failed second entry long. Yeah, I mean, if we push below the EMA and get that, I'd look for that as well. But EMA is holding, top of the range is holding. Right now, that doesn't look like it's setting up well. Definite bullish bias here. Low, higher low, higher low. We're starting to get higher highs as well. All this space here, so I think you have to lean on the bullish side. And there we go. New high reached, no second entry. Same on the Nasdaq. Really hoping for a setup right around here. That would have been wonderful. But we already got our new high and may continue up here. Wonder if there's a measured move on the Nasdaq. I haven't looked into that yet. It's hard to tell because we're so back and forth, up and down. Looks like on the ES we might get to that measured move. Price is looking bullish, looking like they want to continue to go up here. Boom, baby. First 16 ounce, wait, no. First 32 ounces of water down for the morning. Got to stay hydrated, folks. That's the key to trading success. Remember that. Stay dry, stay thirsty, my friends. Well, I hope you guys aren't throwing a lot of trades on the board here with how up and down range like it's been. This is definitely the kind of chart you'll get chopped up in, so hope everyone's staying patient today and able to exercise some self-control, waiting for a nice setup to appear. Gary I do love me some beer and Cheez-Its, I'm not gonna lie. MKR is asking if there's been any opportunities yet. Not really on the ES, to be honest. Even in hindsight, there's nothing that I really like. The one trade that I wish I would have been watching was on the Nasdaq. Right here. It was a second entry long. Top of the range was holding. Had this move up that we were expecting a new high of. Pullback, first entry, second entry. Kind of a big bar, but not too crazy of a risk. And then yeah, that would have worked out nicely. That's the one trade that I wish I would have been paying attention to. Preoccupied on the S&P 500 at the time. But other than that, it has been slim pickings. I mean, of course there's trades you can find, right? But they're all pretty much hindsight trades that you wouldn't really want to take in the moment. Toad, nice flashback. Yeah, the Drunken Master. That was a good Jackie Chan movie. Want to be that, but with trading. I think that's pretty much what Gary does. That's, in my mind, that's how I see Gary. Finishing his last Sam Adams, clicking that buy button right at the right time. The buy button looks brand new lately. Yeah, seriously. Seriously. I'm collecting dust over here. Reaching towards that measured move, which will be right at the overnight high. So that'd make a lot of sense that we go test that level. The Nasdaq still looking beautiful. Starting to really develop into a nice looking trend. So still looking for a buy opportunity there if we can get a pullback. Feel like today is going to be a patience kind of day. A day when you have a nice good book next to you, or you turn on Netflix or something. Keep yourself from just making random trades. Fish are not biting so hot this morning. This most recent bullish move does have a break and new high, so we could get a correction here. This move up, this is the break, new high. Maybe we correct one more time to the EMA or the top of the range before continuing up. The Nasdaq is getting into the upper quadrant of its channel. So a correction here seems likely as well. Oh, wouldn't you know it? There's a little correction, and here's a little correction. It's almost like price action works. It's almost like patterns repeat themselves. No way. Look at that bullish hammer starting to form. Some shorts are getting punished on that one. There's some top pickers out there. Would traders have gone short on that doji? Here's the thing. Retail goes short everywhere. Like, people are just dumb, man. Honestly, like if there is a bullish trend, people are going to be shorting at every little sign that it might correct. The counter trend mindset is so pervasive, especially for newer traders, that yeah, there is always I mean, the market's a zero-sum game, right? There's always people on both sides of the trade. So every time a move is going down, a candle is going down, you can assume that people are likely getting short. So no, would smart traders go short below a doji and a bullish move up? No, but it happens. People are clicking buttons out there. Who said I was smart? Gary. You are smart, Gary. That's what beer and Cheez-Its will do to you. Grows that brain power. The correction continues. We are now testing the SMA, EMA, whatever it is, one of those MAs. I'm watching the Nasdaq. It is still kind of chopping around, not really pulling back too much. Again, I want to see it come back to that EMA, give the second entry long. But we might get a bigger correction down into here somewhere. This isn't like a super strong trend that's going to run away all day. We are very likely going to chop down into here. There we go. Just as I spoke that, the Nasdaq busting below the EMA. Looks like a larger correction is in store for us. ES testing the top of the range. We'll see if this bullish bias can continue or if we will finally break down into this area. There's definitely a lot of traders there. To get these larger trend lines, people are definitely buying at these levels right here. So this might be where they get smoked. Nearly have our first entry to the long side on both the ES and the Nasdaq, and we want to see where it goes. If it launches above the EMA, that's when we're going to want to look for that second entry. Eyes asks that long bear bar second entry short. No, not on my chart at least. I mean, if you were counting the entries from here, technically you have your first entry here, and then you never have a tick higher until here. So, but you don't really want to count entries from there, you know, and this is a new low anyway, so you'd have to reset the count. Gary, you have a second entry long. Interesting. You got some different bars today, my man. The Nasdaq is working on its first entry to the long side as well. Pull back here. First entry. Want to see a nice close above the EMA. We're going to have any hope of getting a good second entry long. The EMA is rejecting on the ES. And the Nasdaq, actually. Nasdaq. Not able to get above the EMA. Looking more bearish now, but we do have what appears to be a move down with a break and almost a new low. Once that happens, then we can wait for maybe even a test of this channel and then a push above the EMA to get long again. Over on the ES, kind of hard to draw this correction channel. That seems too wide. This looks better, but then that would be an overshoot. So I don't know. We'll just have to kind of wait for this to develop a little bit more. Pretty hard to read. So yeah, if you're struggling today, don't worry about it. It's been pretty difficult. Not an easy structure at all. Hard to make this action fit. That looks decent right there. The range is definitely winning out. And does look like some bulls got trapped on that trend line. Not realizing we're in range structure. Look at that. All those stops getting taken out. You know there's some buying in here. You can tell with those 3 candles move up. Some folks were definitely entering some positions here and then just got worked. Same on the Nasdaq, although this channel still looks pretty decent, so we might actually get a new high after this break here. Gary says, out on failure, entered on double bar. Nice. I didn't have a failure, unfortunately. I have a little bit different bars than you. I have a pullback here and don't get any first entry until right here. So that's only a first entry for me. If that was a second entry, it'd be a little bit more worth considering. Yeah, exactly, guys. That's waiting for second entries will save you a lot of pain for sure. First entry looks good and you're like, okay, yeah, and a lot of people are entering, and then bam, gets slammed down. The folks waiting for second entries don't get tricked by that. So yeah, for sure, second entries are definitely a safety measure for the market to really prove like, yep, this is where we're going. This is where we're headed. Might even be, I haven't done any back testing or anything, but it might be a solid setup in and of itself just to, on range days, find these wide trend lines and then trade against them. Wait for that third test or so. Go short, like below, one tick below that bar. Or even just when it touches, you know, maybe go short right in here, put your stop above the swing, let it play out. Never, like I said, I've never tested that over a long amount of time, but anecdotally, that works really well. All right, so we have our first entry to the short side here. And we'll see what the EMA does. We have a possible overshoot here, so I want to be a little bit cautious, but I mean, depending on how you draw this, if you draw it like that, definitely overshoot. Probably should draw it like that because it's off the highs. So yeah, I gotta be cautious of this. This could lead to a reversal, but so far we have a first entry. We can get a second entry right on the EMA. Might have to take that. But at the same token, Nasdaq, we are likely expecting a move up. So we're kind of bullish on the Nasdaq, as we already have this move down, break, new low. It's our first break of this larger channel, so we would expect a new high to be attempted. So yeah, wanting to see prices break above the EMA, give a failed second entry short. We would want to go long there, so looking for a long on the Nasdaq, looking for a short on the ES. Not always a recipe for success. Still only the first entry here. Need to come back and have it form right around here, so we need a little bit of a move up. The Nasdaq starting to move up, testing the EMA. Nasdaq breaking above the EMA. So the ES might follow suit. Looks like the bullishness on the Nasdaq is going to win out and take the ES up with it. close above the EMA, so we cannot consider our short any longer, unless we get a push below and then a lower high confirmation. Right now, the NAS is looking pretty bullish. How to close above the EMA. We'll see if we can continue in that trend channel. And would typically want a failed second entry short, although we have not had any entries to the short side yet. So it'd be kind of hard for it to set up around the EMA because we'd have to get one short here. I mean, it still could happen. We're still in the zone where that's a possibility. Back on the ES. Again, I can't just take the second entry short now that we've moved above the EMA. Would probably need to wait for a lower high confirmation. Gary's already got the second entry. Crazy. Different charts today. Toad looks at the 5-minute when there's a big drop or reversal. Oftentimes it bounces at the 21 EMA. Gotcha. That's good to know. Probably keep an eye on the 5-minute. Okay, so there's our second entry short. For Gary is the lower high. I still need a lower high on my chart. See how it forms. The Nasdaq is below the EMA, so this is looking better for a short setup here. Okay, here we go. We need a little move up here and then a lower high forming on the EMA. Definitely looks like it's going to head down and make a new low before giving us a setup. Okay, here we go. Here's a little move up. This is a possibility. I'm watching the Nasdaq pretty closely as it is right at the EMA, and I don't want to see the Nasdaq launching up too much if we're going to take a short on the S&P. They need to be doing similar things. And it looks like the Nas might go up higher here, so trading cautiously, but yeah, if the slower high sets up, I'm gonna have to take it. Pop into the 10K really quick. Definitely looks choppy, that's for sure. Looks like one big, nasty, bullish chop. That's what it looks like. Oh man, not touching the EMA. Come on, baby. Move up a little bit higher for us. Bummer. That lower high formed too low. Didn't touch the EMA. Actually a decent looking second entry short on the Nasdaq, except this didn't tick higher. Now the bar is way too big. So, man, no setup on either of the indices there. Always a bummer when you're like, okay, context is right. I'm expecting a setup to form here, ready for it, and then it just doesn't quite happen. But that's all right. That's how it goes. And that's how you stay out of trouble, is waiting for the good stuff. So I'm going to call it there, everybody. Hope you have a great trading day. Last day for 50% off Apex resets. And yeah, we'll end the week strong tomorrow, which is also the first day of a new month. So it's kind of a beginning and an ending at the same time. But yeah. Again, if you've had some problems finding trades today, no worries. You did the right thing if you didn't take anything this morning. Nothing really, even in hindsight, that looks great. So that'll do it for me. Take care, everybody. See you tomorrow. And let's get it. Peace.